Craftsman Motorcycle Jack has needed some service, and I already serviced the pump, went through the whole thing, gave it a nice oil. Just forget the stickers, Supreme suspension. These are just quick lift. These are just companies I've ordered from that came with decals, and the Craftsman ones had worn out, so those are replaced. Down here is what we're going to be doing today, this area right here. So the pads that were on here just pulled right off. There was no reason to go ahead and film that, but they were basically getting crunchy, brittle, old. They weren't soft anymore. They were hard, and every time I put my bike on, they would just disintegrate. So I went ahead and pulled those off, cleaned this off here. Went online, and of course there's nothing better than being able to order the parts, but this jack isn't made anymore. I looked everywhere for hours, and I couldn't even find pads from some of the other companies I could try to put on here. So what I ended up doing is going with this stuff right here. It's exactly 1 inch thick, comes with a 3M, got this on Amazon. I got about 10 feet of it. It's a nice high density but soft pliable rubber, and we're going to go ahead and put 4 strips of this on there today. You can use whatever you want. I looked all over the place trying to find the best material. I wanted something really high density with a long life to it. Once I do install this, I'll put some 303 preservative on it, and that'll make the rubber last a lot longer. And to cut it, you can use whatever you want. I just happen to like these things here. It's got a nice razor blade, and when you bite down, it gives a nice clean cut. So these are handy cut Craftsman. I got these a long time ago. The neat thing is you can still buy blades on Amazon, which I did. So these have been replaced, so I can keep using these. So what I needed to do is go ahead and get a perfect measurement, because I would like these to be edge to edge, and then get them as close to the edge of this. Of course, that'll cover up the holes, and when I'm done, it should look pretty nice, and this will allow me to use the jack for many more years to come. That's about what I have left over. I can always use that somewhere else. There's 4 strips. They all match. There's nothing worse than having one longer than the other. It looks like a really tacky amateur job, and mine are at about 13.5. So we'll get these stuck on there. Again, guys, you can use anything you want. It's just that a lot of us have these jacks. We've had them for so long that the pads disintegrate, and you can go anywhere for that. This was just really convenient, and I'm going to do my best to make it look factory by the time I'm done, and that way I can go ahead and use that jack for many years to come. Even though it's already about 80 degrees down here today, the metal that I'm going to stick to is kind of cool. So I like to go ahead and just use a heat gun to go ahead and warm those up, so that the adhesive actually bonds a bit better as soon as you put it down versus putting it on cold. That'll work, but I just found that I get a better bond once I've gone ahead and actually warmed up the area. Of course, when I'm done here, I'll go ahead and put a piece of wood, some weight on there, let it sit for a bit, and allows the 3M to basically really set up. But if you take your time, man, that's the way it comes out. It actually looks pretty darn nice. Again, this is a very high density rubber, and this is the before, and that's the after. If you take your time, put it on nice and straight, it does kind of look factory, so I'm pretty happy with this. Alright, before we go ahead and put some weight on there, I like to use one of these rollers. They're nice and heavy, and we'll basically just kind of roll over it just to make sure it's all evenly seated. So I found on the internet there's a lot of guys that are looking at replacing these. Again, there's multiple ways of doing it. You could probably find thicker rubber. I couldn't find ones that were right in the middle. Roughly like 1.5 inches wide would have been nice. And to get something wide and try to cut it in a straight line so it looks factory, it's kind of hard to do unless you have the right tools. And I've got quite a few, but I don't have something that could pull that off. So that's how it basically came out. All the holes are hidden. You can see the black steel in the middle, but nothing's going to go down there with the black pads. And that's it. And that's just one way you can go ahead and replace the pads on your Craftsman or any but Harbor Freight tools, any other floor jack that's similar to this, or just a jack in general that has pads. You can basically just go ahead and replace them. You don't have to just throw in the towel. One guy threw the whole thing away because of the pads. Really? All that money just because of the pads? I can't see doing that, guys. So anyway, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, hit that little bell notification for future content, and we'll talk to you guys real soon on another YouTube vid.